Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Sports Orbit right here on the Leadership Podcast Studio. My name is Olawale Ayene and I'll be your host for today's show. I'm not in the studio alone. As you can see, I have two great, sportsmen in the house. Right from my right is the sports editor, leadership newspaper, Salifu Usman. Thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Mr. Holly. Good to be here again.
Of course, Alpha, welcome.
Oh,
It's nice to have you back on the show.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much. Okay, we'll begin with our first story where the news coming all the way from Kigali, Rwanda at this point in time is that the Nigerian senior basketball men's team, talking about the East Tigers, have now started their 2021 Afro Basketball Championship on a flying note. They actually defeated Mali 81 to 73 in their first game of that particular tournament that was decided early hours of today. It means Mike Brown's side has started on a good note. Let's see what will actually happen in the next game. But let's just quickly talk about the game. We know that the last time Nigeria won the Afro basketball was in 2015. That was our first title. We defeated Tunisia in the final, and now we have started on the right note. Do you think the set of players which Mike Brown has in his arsenal at this point in time, because we know that it's a very different set of players that we actually saw from the Olympics, whereby you have four home-based players currently in the team doing Nigeria proud in Rwanda. Do you think they can actually go all the way to the finals and win the title?
I think that is a positive one. When you went for a major competitions like this and you win your first match, that is some pressure on you. And it shows that Mark Brown, just like we discussed yesterday at the studio, we particularly optimistic that the Nigeria is going to start on the right note and keep it to the award. And just like Mark Brown said, that he has the confidence that the team will be ready for the match, despite that he could not be able to have all his key players due to the stringent rules that they're just coming from the Olympic and the NBA is about to start and the players are not allowed to go for competitions when the NBA is about to start. And given to his word that the player he have at the camp will be ready for the match against Mali, and then luckily they have delivered. Good way to start the win by 80 points is not a small point, and defeating Mali in their first match is good that the team is ready. Just like you say, it's ready, and I hope that we all urge them that they can be able to maintain the winning streak. That will be very good. But for now, kudos to the team and kudos to the coach to do his work.
After looking at the team set up, four home-based players actually joined the team in Rwanda. Do you think those guys are really living up to the expectation going by the results of the match against Mali?
I mean, clearly they've shown that they are up to the task and can actually deliver. Coming up with this kind of win, going into this tournament, we all express worries and concerns that since a lot of the NBA stars have returned to their clubs to prepare for the new season, the players might have a difficult competition, but a good way to start this kind of competition gives them plenty of confidence going into other games. So I think the home-based players who have come in have been able to make a statement and justify their inclusion in this team. So going forward, I really hope that the team can go all the way. But I think right now it's still too early to start talking about if they can actually go all the way to win the championship. But good start for them. So I think at this point in time, it'll be important for them to take a game, after the next. So, and we'll see how they progress from there.
Looking at our next matchup, we're playing Kenya and Cote d'Ivoire in the Group C. Do you think any of these teams stand a chance to give Nigeria a run for their money?
Any team that is in this competition stand a chance to win the match, and at the same time, there's no any minor in this competition. Even the Senegals are very good in basketball, and they're very tough. They are tough opponent, and I believe that it is going to be a very tough match. And McBramby, the coach of the caliber and who he is, I think he know how to be able to get to the match, and that the players will be able to maintain the winning start they have started against Senegal. But Senegal is not a crossover, and they have to work hard for me.
Okay, looking at last competition, last edition, Tunisia actually defeated Nigeria in the finals in 2017. We didn't actually get to win a particular tournament. But do you think these North Africans are this, bragging right when it comes to basketball in Africa?
Not really. Basketball powerhouse in Africa is actually Angola. Senegalese also do well. But just to counter a bit what Salifu said, I don't think Kenya should be a threat to when it comes to basketball. Unlike football, yes, no minnows in Africa, but when it comes to African basketball, the Kenyans are no match for the Nigerians. I must tell you that. So I really expect the Tigers to make it out of this group. Where we might have issues is when we come against the Senegalese are good, give it to them. The Angolans, of course, the North Africans are also very good, but I don't really see Kenya giving the Tigers a very good test. Um, I think the North Africans and, like I said earlier, the Angolans are where we usually have issues with. So, but I really expect the Tigers to make it out of this group into, the next round. So I really hope that they can go all the way, at least get to the semis. But winning the title, if we had all our, top stars, our NBA and some of our Euro-based stars in the team, okay, I could have, put a bet that we are actually going, we can have a strong chance of winning the competition. But in the absence of this guy, I have a feeling that we'll go far. But winning for now is still too early. But I believe that we kind of, technical team we have, Mike Brown and, his technical guys, I believe that the team should be able to go far.
Of course, you have to know, believe that the team we actually know good far, but they just need to take it again at a time as it come, and hopefully they should not go there and underrate anything because they can actually get the
Actually,
shock.
sure.
They can
They are
actually get
always
the shock of their lives in that
Yeah.
particular tournament. But away from the slamming and donkey game, we head straight to the round leader game, talking about football, where a crisis may just have hit the Super Eagles camp due to the fact that Hindi, the Henacho, and some of Nigerian Super Eagles players playing in England may not be coming for the World Cup qualifier against Liberia and Cape Verde. It's just shocking. I think this is actually not due to some of the restriction, the COVID restriction that is actually not coming from the United Kingdom at this point in time. But Salifu, looking at Coach Genetro, is a coach that we all have known that when it comes to qualifiers in this part of the world, he gets to use a foreign-based player than local players. Won't this actually affect the level of confidence of the team going into an important World Cup qualifier against the Liberians?
Well, first of all, before I talk about the draws, but I don't understand what is really happened. I don't know what is really happened about the English. Just like we're discussing about the Salah yesterday, and now here's come Nigerian players. I don't know what is really happening about the England's FA and the Premier League's the body putting the restrictions about not allowing the players to go and represent their country. Why are they putting Nigeria on the red light? Nigeria is not on the red light when it comes to Kobe. For what? In England, for instance, we are watching the league that just started. We see fans coming to the stadium to watch the match, and even the Europe 2020, we see how stadiums were full. So there was no restrictions. Italy, which was one of the red light in the Kobe, was in England playing with their fans. Playing the Europe, and then you are putting restrictions against African players not to travel to their country to come and represent their country in the World Cup qualifying matches. But at least this thing is going to be no doubt it's going to affect the selection of the Super Eagles team because this player we are mentioned, for instance, the person of Wilfred Iditi. Yes, for Henishi Henacho, you can say we have some strikers to work. This kind of World Cup, this kind of match of magnitude, we don't need to miss because we need to win this match, and we need to have in the back of the midfield to be able to detect the pitch of the match. But I think definitely NFL needs to do something about this before the time because we can't allow to lose these two players specifically. We are talking about Kelechi Iheanacho. Most of our players are England. We may likely going to lose more less than 8 players.
Of course, a table, William Trust,
you talk about Econ, Wilfred Dennis, then Alice
Iwobi.
We're talking about almost about
half of the team.
And these players these are potential starter. Those players, if they definitely come to the match, they definitely have a starting shit. And I think the illustration on those players not to come and play, definitely the team is already defeated. We can't afford to lose this. There's no the Nigerian football position. I think they need to wake up on time before this thing become.
Alpha,
do you think
I really
don't think.
Do you think they can actually protest this and get a win? Because
it
due
might
to the
be,
fact that
it might be difficult to protest and win.
It is the rule of the Premier League.
Those are the rules, and these countries are not like Nigeria where you keep shifting the goalpost. They have these rules. The thing is, the case really is not because of, say, for instance, Africa has a high number of COVID, for instance, but their main issue is that they are looking at the number of people who have been vaccinated. The only reason why Europe are beginning to open up is because they've been able to achieve a level of vaccination about maybe like 78 to 80%, which in Africa, especially in Nigeria, we haven't been able to achieve that. So most of these fears expressed, it's not like our case have risen, but they feel that since a lot of their population have been vaccinated, so they are always cautious against people traveling out and coming back. There's always this feeling that if you travel and come out, you have to quarantine for a while in order not to, by chance, in fact, those people who have been vaccinated, because there's no guarantee that after being vaccinated, you won't be infected. So be that as it may, I don't really think there's anything the NFF can do seriously, because that is the rule. So if they want to protest it, it will mean they bending the rules, to favor some certain countries. It hasn't affected just Nigeria. A lot of African countries who have their stars in the Premier League, especially, have been affected. But be that as it may, is always expected, But now we still have to go back to the issue of having a strong league at home.
Of course.
You see, so if there was a strong league at home, the over-reliance on these stars won't even be there. You could easily look at a few couple of players and call them up, cool. In the case of Egypt, for instance, apart from Salah, the Egyptians are not really making, plenty of issues.
And they're learning in Arsenal.
Exactly. They're not making it too much of a big issue. Yes, okay, Salah. But in the Asian League, they have players who they can quickly call up.
And again, if these rules continue like this up to the end of the season, this might actually affect Nigerian chances of winning.
And it will be terrible. Of course, no, that's another way of looking at it.
Because if you want to look at it,
if I may say, I think FIFA need to definitely come into this, because we know either you like it or not, Kobe is going to stay with the world for a certain period of time. So if certain countries are coming to set this stringent rule that will affect the game of football, FIFA need to wake up. You can't come up with a rule that you don't allow players who are playing in your local league in your own league to travel out to represent their country, and you knowing well that those nationals their country need their service at this particular time, and we have to World Cup qualifier matches. Okay, in that case, we have also having the South Americans. So that is this same rule. Is it applied to the South American and Asians?
Yes, it is.
So are you telling that the South American players who are playing in the Premier League are not going to travel for this World Cup match? So are you saying that?
What I'm saying is, if
sorry for this, even England, for instance, will have a World Cup qualifier. So that their players, if they travel out.
They're not going to travel.
But if you look at that board, they said there are some certain countries who have been classified. Not all countries.
But if you are talking of COVID here, Nigerians cannot be classified as a red country in terms of COVID.
The thing is, we are not the ones.
What is our state?
Every country, we are not the ones who decide. Exactly.
Yes,
exactly. So we are not the ones who decide that. A country might decide that, okay, so and so countries, in their own opinion,
of course.
That's their own opinion. Exactly. But you and I know that their own opinion is not right.
That is where
right.
The federal government and the NFF
when you talk of COVID, not even Nigeria, Africa countries cannot be put on the red alert. Because our COVID cases is not as it is in Europe. Rather, the Europe will classify themselves as a red zone, not Africa.
Of course, we might just have to continue from there. But for now, we'll go for a short break, and when we'll come back, it's the Sports Orbit right here. Don't go nowhere.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Welcome back from that short break. It's still Sports Orbit right here on the Leadership Podcast Studio. We were actually talking about the Super Eagles, players that were actually missed the World Cup qualifiers against Liberia and also Cape Verde before we went on that short break. Still talking about football, where our former Super Falcons coach talking about Godwin Ilewin has said that the NFF give preferential treatment to foreign coach rather than the local coach.
Where's the lie in that? He's 30. I mean, he just said the obvious. Clearly,
according to him, he's still saying that the NFF are still hearing about.
Of course, but that's the issue. These local coaches face. Then we keep on saying local coaches are not good enough. They are not. I believe we have local coaches here who, if you give them the kind of support
they're giving to
Raw, who perform better than Gennaro Raw. But that's the truth. But the moment we bring on a local coach who takes on the saddle, we treat them shabbily, owe them salaries for months, sometimes years. Their welfare is hardly taken care of. And at the end of the day, if they don't perform well, we blame these coaches. Same thing that happens even to
indigenous coaches. The indigenous coaches have the capability to change the narrative of the national team. It is high time that they are given. I was about reading that on the screen before.
Absolutely. I mean, he just said it all. If you give them this kind of the support you give the foreign coaches, why won't they perform well? They have every right to perform well because, especially for someone like Gennaro, I keep saying it. I really don't see what special thing he brings to the table that a lot of a Kennedy Boboyi, for instance, won't do.
With the set of players
he has, and given the kind of motivation and salary you're paying him, I believe he will even perform better. So, I mean, he just stated the obvious. There's always that preferential treatment coming from our NFF, which I don't think is the right way to go.
Salifu, let me just divert a little bit. Should we bank on Gennaro in the forthcoming AFCON 2021 in Cameroon? Or should we look elsewhere? Should we look elsewhere, or should we back on him to deliver the trophy?
How will you look elsewhere while the people that hold the tune of the music say that the cross is their dancer? So the people that the music say they don't have any other person to dance except we have any other dancer anywhere. It must be the rock. So you and I have no any choice than to just hold our arm and watch. Definitely, we don't have any other push that will go to the nations apart from the rock. That is the people the NFF say they must dine and wine with. But either the question that either he has that technical prowess within Nigeria to the glory land is another different thing. But from his 3 years so far, he has proved that he lacks all anything that he take to get to coach Super Eagles. He don't have that. He don't have the technical sound to coach the Super Eagles. Nigerians at our level, who I don't think the person who deserve to get the role to be the coach who deserve something better, far better than the role.
Of course, some coaches have said when we have the likes of Emmanuel Monike, one man who has actually led the Tanzania team to the AFCON, why can't we actually get him to give him the opportunity for him to lead the Super Eagles of Nigeria? But we leave that there.
And if you even look at the history of the Super Eagles, no any foreign coach has performed better than our local coach.
Of course.
Probably you may say Bofujo that won even West Stafford that take us to the second round. Steve Nkechi take us to the second round of the World Cup. It's the same result. So West Stafford, Steve Nkechi has also equaled out the same result.
No, but
we have not exceeded.
No, but yes, second round. But in terms of the way they perform,
in football, what matter is what level do you reach?
Of course,
you can play all the dribbling or do all the who score the goal and who get the result.
There was under West Stafford that Nigeria achieved our highest ever ranking in football.
Of course, if we continue like this, we are not going to finish on this topic. We have to move to the next topic. We head straight to the next topic where, at this point in time, the coach of Napoli said they are going to appeal the length of ban that I was given to Super Eagles striker, talking about Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen was showing the matching order in the game against Venezia on Sunday, where Napoli actually won that game at 2-0. But our own Victor Osimhen was shown his first career red card in that particular match. But going forward, he is expected to miss the match against Girona at Juventus. Expected to just say that was not his first red card in his career. But going forward, anyway, what measures should Oseme actually put in place to ensure that he didn't get to see more red cards?
Like I saw in another report earlier, a former UEFA top official said Osimhen has anger issues. That he has watched him and he noticed he has anger issues. But for him to really go far in his career, he needs to control his temper. And I think so. Temper issues have a way of ruining, a brilliant, what is a promising career. We've seen it happen to so many players over the years.
Yeah.
So it's important that a player of this kind of caliber, I mean, he's a young player coming up, must always try to keep his temper in check. Because you start this way, you all of a sudden you become a target of even opposition players. They know that they can do some things, to get
Yes.
you, riled up and destabilize you.
And mind you, playing in the Italian Serie A,
Exactly.
football
Yes,
racism
and
is
they are very good at
exactly
that.
speak.
Yeah, and that's
So
so
I
the
think
Italians are good at that.
yes, he's a talented player, skillful player, but he really needs to work on his temper.
Of course, Oseme needs to work on his temper at this point in time. We head straight to another Super Eagles player talking about Seydou Sanusi at this point in time. He's set to leave Porto, where he is actually flying his trade in Portugal at this point in time. Do you feel he should actually leave Porto at this point in time? Do you feel well that he has been doing very well in the Portugal's league? We saw him during the AFCON qualifiers for Nigeria. He played well until he actually picked up an injury in the last match against Lesotho.
But if he wanted to leave Porto, he has to wash well. Well, maybe before, but if you look at the Porto he has become one of their key players, one of their key defenders in that team, and he always play in and in out. But in the last match, he didn't play the last match. But I don't know what happened. But I think maybe he knows better than we that are sitting here. So he knows what he has to offer and what the challenge is facing at the moment. And if he thinks that he needs to challenge somewhere else, so better be so be it. But he needs to watch out very well and you have to look at if he has to move, he has to have a guarantee that he's going to play in what the club that he's going to be, not the club that goes by him and put him on the bench. So he has to be very, very careful and watch out very well before he makes the move.
Of course, so you do that. I'm telling you at this point in time, you need to shine your eye very well, ensure that the club you are going to is a club that you are going to play a regular football and not just sitting and warming at the bench. We'll go straight to the next one. News coming from the ATI Stadium at this point in time is that one man they are looking forward to his signature. Talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, the citizens are looking forward to sign Ronaldo and bring him to the ATI Stadium. Do you think it's a good move for Ronaldo? But we had speculation that
the story
he's
actually is
getting
the other way around.
to sit back in Juventus.
His story has been conflicting. While I was going through some reports today, one story saying he's actually trying to push for a move to the Etihad. The other report says he's staying back. But the truth is, at this point, Man City says the only player they want is Harry Kane. That is who they want at this point in time.
At this point in time, Harry Kane says, I saw the news, Harry Kane saying he's staying back at Tottenham till the end of the
No,
summer.
because, I mean, the way it's going, I doubt if they'll allow him leave this summer. That's one. And secondly, as against the report we had earlier, City have not been able to meet up Spurs' actual valuation of 150 or 150 million.
Do you think it's too much? If they can get a certain Greenish for £100 million,
when
a certain £150 million for Harry Kane should not be a big problem.
Yeah, that's what Daniel Levy told them when they brought up 100 million. He said they are short by another 50 million. Maybe if they could make it up with another 50 million, he might just consider allowing Harry Kane to leave. But for now, City are yet to complete what Tottenham are asking for. So, but the way it's looking very, very likely that Harry Kane might be staying at Spurs for another year.
Of course, 25 million was actually the target for starting Ronaldo. He's 36. Do you think it's very, very good? It's a good move for Man City to go for Ronaldo?
Either you like it or not, Ronaldo is a key player. And they are starting, but any ambitious club now that wanted to do a transaction with Ronaldo now will have to be very careful
Of course.
because the
Of course.
age is no longer on his side, and
Mhm.
you can already see that it's already having an effect on him. His performance is not like as it used to be, and definitely if any club that you bet on Ronaldo as your key striker now, it will definitely have to take another eyes to look at it twice again, and definitely, and at the same time, if you want to for him, I don't see Ronaldo going to Man City. Even as even as say sometimes players will not know what they stand for or what they may likely do, and then they'll tell you it's, no, it is black, but then you then end up seeing the red, see the red. But it will be very pretty difficult to see Ronaldo move into Man City.
So
But he has been since last season, like he's trying to force his way out of it. It's like it's no longer feel comfortable to but the guy has been trying to football because even there was even a report that they wanted to go back to Real Madrid, but setting the official as a go back and deny that that is not trying to bring Ronaldo back. But Ronaldo at this age, if I'm advising, you just go down at Juventus instead of him because he has given all his best.
You should move to MLS and play the rest of your career there and call it a day.
Career edges.
Of course, at this point in time, we're still in the England where a certain referee Benitez is actually lavishing praises on Alex Iwobi for his impressive performance in the Carabao Cup that was decided yesterday against Huddersfield Town, where Everton actually won that game and 1-0 to progress in to the next round. But before we go, let's quickly tell you that yes, Real Madrid, the richest club in the world at this point in time, they have launched a 116 billion euros for a certain man, Karen Mbappe, at this point in time. There you go. Can Real Madrid sign Mbappe before the transfer deadline? Can they?
Well, anything can happen. From the reports we got is that talks are ongoing, and it's being claimed that Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain actually have a good working relationship. So, but let's see how it goes. In spite of the financial situation, Madrid claim they are in for this to be trying to still make this move. So it means they have some funding from somewhere, and it shows desperation they have in wanting to add him to their book before the end of the summer. But let's see how that pans out.
160 million is too much or it's too small for the caliber of Kylian Mbappe.
I don't think it's too small. If they can play
Just
something
about 21 years old.
yeah, but it's not about age. It's about what he have.
I mean, for this kind of age, this is what you pay for this kind of player.
Whether you are looking at whether he is saying that it's too small to play to
No, I'm just not saying. I'm just looking at his age.
Well, it's
it's
the right age.
the right age.
It's the right age to invest on. Because
If you can play for 10 years and still be 31.
Yes, still be 31. So if they are investing on him, trust him money, they're very sure that in the next 1 decade, he will still be their player and still giving them the best service they need. Unlike players like Ronaldo, that are 35 or even best that went to PSV. So age, everything, youth, everything is on his side, and he has the skill, and he's already a top player, World Cup winners, and what else? So to me, it's even too small. They can even pay 200 on him. It's not easy. And the guy, maybe that's what he's looking for, because he's insisting that not to extend his contract at PSV. He's definitely want to move out of PSV. Not because of say Messi came.
No, I think he needs a new challenge also.
Because if you either you like it or either with Messi in PSV or whatever started at PSV, you can't compare Real Madrid to PSV.
Not like Sergio Ramos once said. He said for a player, he feels every player, if you have the opportunity of passing through Real Madrid, you should do it. It's like the University of Football. Exactly.
The richest club in the world, the most successful club when it comes to
a dream destination.
Exactly, for every player. Exactly.
The most successful club when it comes to the Euro and to the Champions League. No one else will actually want to play
At all.
for Real Madrid. Just to let you know that the Nigeria volleyball under 19 team actually lost their second game in the ongoing World Under 19 Championship. My data is saying the end of the road, but let's wait and see what really happened at that point. They actually lost 3-0 against Poland, and they'll be looking forward to return back to the winning ways when they play Iran in their last match. That will actually be coming up tomorrow. They lost at their first game against India,
Mm.
and
3-1.
3-1.
India,
Yes.
only
of course,
3-1.
3-1.
I thought it would be like 100-1.
No, that's volleyball. That's three
sets.
sets.
Oh,
So
okay.
hopefully we'll see them
3-1 and then
get
plus
into
3
final.
0 against
Exactly.
Poland.
Of course, not taking it away from them that African,
Mm.
2 times champion. So
Champion, yeah.
so they know they are.
It seems as our special athlete who began chase for medal.
Of course.
Tomorrow.
So
Mm.
that's talking about the Paralympics.
Paralympics, yeah.
Rest assured that we're going to keep you abreast of every action that will be coming in and out from Tokyo in the Paralympic Games. So at this point in time, I want to thank my colleagues in the studio. Sorry for Usman. Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
Of course, Alpha, it's good talking sports with you.
Always a pleasure.
Of course, thank you, viewer, for staying with us. We want you to join us same time tomorrow for yet another fresh edition of Sports Orbit right here on the Leadership of Podcast Studio. But for now, my name is Olawale and I'm saying bye bye for now. Have a good day. Bye bye and God bless.